just like butter.
That is Princess Kay of the Milky Way by the Princess Kay Band. Mike Riddle, Richard Erickson, Mark Morris, and myself. I'm Scott Boland, and hey, it's getting to be about that time.
It is.
You know why? Because we're out of songs.
That's right.
So,
You guys really, you don't mind waiting a little bit longer for Princess Kay, right? No?
yeah, nobody's here. There's no MC.
Where is the MC?
I don't know.
We need somebody to lead this.
Well, I think he used to work for the Timberwolves, didn't he, that guy?
Oh.
So maybe if we start howling a little bit, we could get him out here with this.
Yeah, a gopher haul. Gopher haul.
His name is Rod Johnson, so let's do it like this.
Ooh, where's Rod Johnson?
I don't know.
Ooh, where's Rod Johnson?
Have you seen him?
Ooh, where's Rod Johnson?
Oh, we need to do it a little louder.
Ooh, where's Rod Johnson?
No idea.
Ooh, where's Rod Johnson?
Where's that boy?
I don't know. Hey, look, there he is.
There's Rod Johnson.
All right, now.
Rod
Where's
needs
a
a microphone. Rod needs a microphone.
You got it?
Here, Rod.
How's everybody doing? Wow. What a crowd. Can you believe it? The 70th Princess Kay of the Milky Way. 70th. Are we going to have fun tonight or what? Yeah, this is going to be great. Again, I'm Rod Johnson. I've been involved with this for, quite a few years. My wife, Bernadette, and I, we live south of Cannon Falls, 4 sons, 14 grandkids. Life is good. Used to be a farm broadcaster. Spent 21 years as the voice of the Minnesota Timberwolves as their PA announcer. That was a fun job. And right now I'm an auctioneer. I do fundraising auctions, so I do enjoy that. But truly, I've been a part of this for a long time, and it's actually, I love this. It's one of the highlights of my year to come here to crown the new Princess Kay of the Milky Way. And what a good-looking crowd. Wow. I heard a statistic that said 1 out of 3 people are ugly. So if you look at the person to your left, and then look at the person to your right, if they're good-looking, just kidding. Oh, are you ready to have a good time? I was just backstage with the 10 finalists, so they haven't been out here yet. So they haven't, realized what kind of a crowd we have here. So what I want to do, we want to blow them away. So on a count of 3, I want you to make as much noise as you can so they can hear us back there, all right? So is everybody ready? Count of 3, I want you to get loud. 1, 2, 3, let's hear it! Oh, yeah. Hey, how about Fairborn and Fairchild? Weren't they great here tonight? Want to say a big thank you to them for entertaining us. We also appreciate them very much for serving as escorts for Princess Kay every day in the State Fair Parade. So one more time, let's hear it for Fairchild and Fairborn. Thanks for being here. And now we'd ask that you'd please rise and remove your caps as we honor America. Performing our national anthem this evening, please welcome 2022 Princess Kay finalist Brianna Mouse. Brianna will perform our national anthem here this evening.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Brianna Mouse and our national anthem. Thank you. That was fantastic. Well, you know, tonight it's a very special evening. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be crowning the 70th Princess Kay of the Milky Way. And before we meet our current Princess Kay finalists, we want to take a moment to remember our first Princess Kay of the Milky Way, Eleanor Malley Thatcher, who passed away earlier this year. You know, Eleanor was crowned the first Princess Kay of the Milky Way back in 1954. And since then, the Princess Kay program has grown to give young women in dairy opportunities to connect with consumers. As we recognize the importance of this program, let's hear why this program is so impactful in Eleanor's own words. A special thank you to Farm Connections of KSMQ Public Television in Austin for letting us share these clips. So let's listen as Princess Kay #1 shares her most memorable experience during her reign.
Seeing and meeting some of the most wonderful people, from the dairy farmers to the important politicians and it's just such a wide range of experiences that I just couldn't, when I went back and reminisced in scrapbooks, it was just like, that was unbelievable. Meeting the farmers, meeting the Dairy Princess girls, meeting all the wonderful people that are in that industry. It was just a wonderful experience.
Wise words indeed. Our first Princess Kay.
So in celebration of 70 years of the Princess Kay of the Milky Way program, I'd like to now ask all of the past Princess Kays that are in attendance tonight to come on up here on stage. And look, we've got a good number of past Princess Kays, again, from throughout the past 70 years. So we're going to give them a little bit of time to come on up here. And I'm going to ask them to come right out on stage so we can introduce you to each and every one of them. And a nice turnout again of past Princess Kays in attendance here tonight, as later on we're going to be crowning our 70th Princess Kay. And we, again, really appreciate everybody being out here tonight. I love the enthusiasm. It's always such a fun time, even when it's a little warm. No problem. No problem at all. All right, if the past Princess Kays want to come on out, I'm going to introduce to you as they come out. Princess Kay #4, Judy Merritt. Princess Kay #6, Betty Jacks Cole. Princess Kay #17, Gail Krogstead Solom. Princess Kay 24, Beth Arsvold Olsen. #27, Jean Lindig Collar. #29, Janet Forner Bosch. #30, Lisa Schaefer Coyne. #35, Marie Dick. Princess Kay 36, Katie Scott Johnson. 39 is Bridget Hendrickson Jacobson. #40 is Ann Erickson Gibbs. Princess Kay 41, Julie Sauber Antonati. #42, Kim Mallory Guzik. Number 44, Carrie Skiba-Stanek. Number 47, Bridget Hollerman-Klein. Number 49, Sarah Olsen-Schmidt. Number 51, Tina Retmanhoff. Number 53, Audrey Moore-Borner. Number 54, Ann Muron-Tuzzle. Number 55 is Christy Mussman-Muron. 57, Katie Muron-Crowley. Princess K 64, Emily Ennexted-Bosch. 66, Amy Kylo. 67, Brenna Conley. And Princess K 68, Anna Early. How about it? Let's hear it for our past Princess K's of the Milky Way. So great to have all of you on hand here this evening. That was great. Thank you all for being here. So good to see such a great turnout of our past Princess K's in attendance here tonight. Well, you know what? A wonderful, really life-changing experience is about to begin for one of this year's 10 young women, our 10 finalists. Let's meet them. Please turn your attention to the video screen.
Dairy farmers are considered the OG environmentalists. Welcome to my family's dairy farm. Let's look at a few ways that my family is caring for our land. First, we utilize contour planting, which means we plant row crops and perennials in alternating layers following the natural topography of the land. This helps secure the soil. In other fields, we use cover crops like alfalfa, barley, peas, and rye. An added bonus to using cover crops is that we can harvest them and use them as feed for our cows. In return, the cows provide us with manure that can be applied to our fields and used as fertilizer. All of these help my family preserve our land for future generations.
Producing safe, nutritious food is very important to dairy farmers and consumers. The commitment to safety begins at the farm. While farmers and veterinarians occasionally need to provide antibiotics to cows, the milk from animals treated with antibiotics cannot enter the food supply. In fact, milk is tested up to 3 times before it can be processed to ensure it is free of antibiotics. The preliminary tests are done by farmers and milk truck drivers on the farm. The final test is done before the milk truck can unload at the processing company by lab technicians like me. Once milk is tested and approved, it can be unloaded and created into wholesome products like yogurt and cheese. Dairy foods follow high quality standards and are produced responsibly.
Chocolate milk is the perfect beverage to consume after exercise. Because of milk's nutritional package, it's a one-stop shop for athletes and fitness enthusiasts alike to meet the 3 R's of recovery: rebuild, refuel, and rehydrate. Milk is not only a great source of natural protein, but it also contains carbohydrates and electrolytes, which are great at replenishing the nutrients in your body while building both your bones and muscles. Now, whether you are just beginning your fitness journey or are a seasoned athlete, it's important to remember that dairy products help you rebuild, refuel, and rehydrate both your body and mind. Whenever I go for my runs, I always make sure to refuel with a cold, refreshing glass of chocolate milk, and I highly recommend it to you as well.
Dairy foods are a one-stop shop, helping provide consumers with energy throughout the day. Milk, cheese, and yogurt provide a source of high-quality protein because they contain the optimal amount of essential amino acids that the body can't make on its own. Protein helps cure hunger and helps you feel satisfied longer. Research supports that growing bodies benefit from higher protein diets for not only athletic and fitness performance, but also for weight management and healthy aging. Some of my favorite dairy snacks are cheese sticks, ice cream, and chocolate milk. Including some of these dairy products into your diet for you as a consumer will help you get lots more protein into your diet and also be able to consume dairy products.
Dairy foods also boost your immune system and support digestive health. A strong immune system leaves you feeling better no matter what comes your way. Milk and other dairy products contain natural sources of immunity-boosting nutrients like zinc and protein. Did you know that dairy foods contain 13 essential nutrients? Talk about a winning element to my favorite foods. There's more scientific evidence on fermented dairy products like yogurt, with live cultures that benefit gut health. Dairy foods containing probiotics are good for your gut and good for your health.
Did you know that if you're lactose intolerant, you could still consume real dairy products? Since becoming lactose intolerant myself, I love that I can still find ways to consume some of my favorite dairy products. There are a variety of options for me to choose from. Natural cheeses like cheddar, mozzarella, and Swiss are naturally low lactose and can still be enjoyed by those who are sensitive to lactose. Another popular option is lactose-free milk, which is widely available in grocery stores. I'm so glad that I can still enjoy the taste of the dairy foods I love without the lactose.
Over the past decade, improvements in technology have made the dairy industry both more sustainable and more efficient. Today, farmers have options. Some farmers have chosen to embrace robotic milkers, which fully automate the milking process. Others have opted to use activity trackers in the form of either a collar or an ear tag. These activity trackers track the number of steps a cow takes in a day, as well as the time that she spends eating, resting, and more. These trackers also allow a farmer to tell if a cow is sick days before she looks sick. Finally, we also have automatic feeders for both cows and baby calves. These automatic feeders help to keep our cows and calves with plenty of feed, and we have achieved this through the new technologies that make all of this possible.
Sustainability starts with us. Dairy farm families have a long-term commitment to environmental care. Dairy farmers like myself reuse water, cold well water to cool our milk. That water is then given to our cows instead of being dumped down the drain. Some dairy farms use anaerobic digester systems that convert manure into clean, renewable energy. This energy is then used to power their homes, their farms, and their communities. In recent decades, the dairy community reduced the carbon footprint of milk by 63% by environmental practices. Dairy farmers support practices that make economic sense, help the environment, and care for our communities and our planets.
High-quality dairy products start with top-notch animal care. No matter the size of the farm, all dairy farmers are committed to caring for their animals. Farmers work with a team of experts, like veterinarians, animal nutritionists, and more, to help keep their cows healthy and comfortable. Cows always have access to fresh feed and water. Dairy cows receive periodic checkups, vaccinations, and prompt treatment of illness. Farmers keep their cows cool in the summertime and warm in the winter with thermostats and fans. Farmers can use a variety of bedding options like straw, sand, shavings, and even water beds. Every day is a day at the beach for these cows.
Calves are the foundation for the future of dairy farms. Our farmers are committed to working hard and caring for their calves each and every day. Within the first 12 hours of life, calves are fed colostrum to supply them with all the essential antibodies that will keep them healthy. Farmers also feed calves milk replacer or milk for an average of 8 weeks to help the calves continue to receive essential nutrients until they transition to grain. Caring for calves is my favorite chore on the farm, as each calf has a unique personality and I love to watch them grow. Bedding the calves regularly is important for these calves, as well as providing them with access to fresh water and food. I know that I'm going to have a good day when I get to spend time on the farm taking care of calves.
Wow, what a great bunch of finalists as usual here. As one of those young ladies will be our 70th Princess Kay of the Milky Way. Well, you know what? There are people here tonight from all over this great state of Minnesota who really make this program happen. So I want to introduce some people to you. I would ask that you'd stand and be acknowledged as I introduce you. And let's hold our applause till the end. But we have with us tonight Midwest Dairy CEO Molly Pelzer. Would you please stand? Midwest Dairy Corporate Board Chairperson Charles Krause. Midwest Dairy Minnesota Division Board members, would you please stand? How about our Midwest Dairy Princess Committee? The Dairy Star for assembling our souvenir program each year. How about AMPI from New Ulm? You know them as a creamery that donates over 900 pounds of butter each year for our butter sculptures. And how about Scott Boland and the Princess Kay Band? And the parents of our finalists. Let's give all these folks a big round of applause. All right. Well, you know, it's been quite a year for our reigning Princess Kay of the Milky Way. She has clocked over 8,900 miles, traveling the state of Minnesota, representing Minnesota's dairy farmers. She made 90 appearances, reaching thousands of students at school visits. She attended county fair events, breakfast, lunch, and dinners on farms across Minnesota. She spoke at community events, meetings, conferences, conventions, and visited with Minnesota Vikings football fans during the Fuel Up to Play 60 events. But one of her favorite events was being the honored guest princess at a daddy-daughter dance where she was escorted by her dad, Francis. Along with serving as Minnesota's Dairy Goodwill Ambassador, she attends the University of Wisconsin River Falls and continues to help on her family farm. Would you please greet our reigning 69th Princess Kay of the Milky Way, Ms. Rachel Rinda. Rachel, first of all, thank you for your dedication to the dairy community. You know, your reign tonight as Princess Kay comes to an end. So, mixed emotions?
Oh, definitely mixed emotions. It's bittersweet, but I am so excited for these 10 ladies to be on stage and to see who will wear the crown next. It's such a fun tradition that we have in Minnesota, and I'm excited for it to continue.
It's going to be fun. Now, tell us more about that memorable daddy-daughter dance.
Oh, it was so fun. Something that we haven't quite done yet since Princess Kay program. So I was the first to do a fun daughter-daddy dance. And so I got to bring my dad along, and all the girls with their father figures got to meet us. We sent them home with a goodie bag, and the night was full of dancing and great conversations.
Sounds good. Is there any advice that you'd pass on to whoever our next Princess Kay is?
You truly have to be yourself and show what you love about the dairy community, because that's what makes the year. Visit with every person that you can and just be able to share a little bit about dairy farming and get to meet the people across Minnesota.
You have done a fantastic job. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Rachel Rinda, your 69th Princess Kay of the Milky Way. And with that, the time has come to meet our candidates for the 70th Princess Kay of the Milky Way. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, your finalists for the 70th Princess Kay of the Milky Way. From Pine Island. And representing Dodge County, our first finalist is attending South Dakota State University, where she's studying agriculture, communications, and leadership. She grew up on her family's 7th generation dairy farm, sparking her passion for the dairy community. She found her love for cows while showing calves at her local county fair, and her love grew as she became more involved on the farm while helping with milking and calf chores. Aside from dairy farming, she enjoys reading, traveling, and dancing. Her favorite way to advocate for the dairy industry is hosting an annual field trip for second graders to visit her farm. The daughter of Eric and Angie, would you please welcome Mackenzie Albert. hi, Mackenzie. You know, I love the fact that you host second graders that come to your farm. So how do these kids react, when they come to the farm?
Well, usually they jump off the bus and their eyes are really wide and their noses are plugged. But if we can keep them away from the cats, there's no better feeling than when they're walking back onto the bus with their minds full of dairy goodness.
I bet that's a fun time. Now, you grew up on your family's 7th generation dairy farm. How important is family in a farming operation?
Well, family is everything, and really there's no better feeling than getting to go to work alongside the people that I love most in this world. And so getting to wake up and hop in the truck with Dad and my brother Trey is just the best thing, and it's so heartwarming and something I'll keep with me forever.
Now, you're attending South Dakota State University, so what are your plans after college?
Well, like most individuals my age, I don't really know, but I'm really excited to continue to bridge the gap between producers and consumers. And I also have a goal of writing my very own book about my time growing up on the farm, as well as my future family growing up on their farm.
That sounds great. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, Mackenzie Alberts. Well, our next finalist represents Mille Lacs County and is from Malacca. She attends the University of Minnesota, Twin Cities, where she's majoring in agricultural communications and marketing and double minoring in leadership and media information. She participates in a variety of clubs like the Gopher Dairy Club on campus, while also finding time to serve as a nanny. Although she did not grow up on a dairy farm, her opportunity through the lease program developed her passion for the dairy industry. Showing brown Swiss heifers is her favorite and has brought about many amazing experiences for her. Aside from showing dairy cattle, she enjoys spending time with friends, reading and visiting Disney World. When asked, she stated her favorite way to advocate for the dairy industry is making connections and forming relationships with consumers. The daughter of Mike and Shelley, here is Gracie Ash. Oh, hello, Gracie. Now, you mentioned that it was that lease program that helped develop your passion for the dairy industry. Tell us a little bit more about how that lease program works.
So the lease program absolutely changed my life, and I'm so thankful for those various farms in central Minnesota that lended their cattle to me. And so a lot of other kids in Minnesota 4-H also do the lease program for opportunities. Like, they don't live on a farm just like myself, so it's a great way to get involved in the dairy industry.
Boy, it sounds like it. Now, you indicated that you really enjoy Disney. What's that all about?
I don't know. I just grew up and I just have always loved it. You could see me watching The Little Mermaid, Lilo and Stitch, Encanto, and it all. I've been to Disney several times, and I look forward to going again in January.
All right. Now, you do find time to serve as a nanny. So that must be something that you enjoy.
I absolutely love my nanny kids. I love all kids, but I'm so blessed to have some incredible families that I get to take care of and have their parents trust me with their children, and the kids just light up my day each time.
All right. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Gracie Ash. From Otsego, our next finalist represents Wright County. She graduated this spring with a degree in agricultural business from the University of Wisconsin River Falls and begins graduate school this fall, where she plans to focus her research on the profitability of automatic milking systems for dairy farmers. She enjoys contributing to her farm by keeping it clean and improving cow comfort for their animals. Being a Princess Kay finalist was one of her goals since she was a little girl, and she hopes this experience serves as an inspiration to her younger sisters as well. You know, her family's farm borders consumers in Otsego, giving her the opportunity to advocate for dairy in her own backyard through conversations and farm tours. The oldest child of Brian and Teresa, would you please welcome Jalissa Beaudry. Hi, Jalissa. Now, okay, it sounds like your farm is kind of located in somewhat, would you say, an urban area. And is that kind of an advantage, do you think?
Yes, it gives me an opportunity to talk to consumers on a daily basis. They love to stop by and take pictures of our animals, as well as walk by really slow. So I like to invite them out for an educational tour on our farm.
Sounds good. Now, I understand you have younger sisters. So how has this experience that you've been going through affected them, do you think?
Yes, I know some of them have a goal of being a dairy princess someday, so them getting to watch me, I hope that gives them the inspiration as well to come up here and advocate for the dairy industry just like myself.
And you say that you've been waiting to be a Princess Kay finalist for a long time. When was it that you first became, familiar with this Princess Kay program?
I think going to the Wright County Fair as a little kid, I saw the Wright County Dairy Princesses, and I loved their tiaras like any little girl. And so getting familiar with the Princess Kay program was like something, I guess, just ordinary for me, I guess, and I've always loved it, so.
That's great. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Jalissa Beaudry. Well, our next finalist hails from Monticello, represents Wright County. She attends the University of Minnesota Crookston, where she studies animal science and equine science with a pre-veterinary emphasis. Her involvement in the dairy industry began on her grandparents' dairy farm, where she would help with chores when she was younger. And her favorite memory on the farm is all the fun and conversations that were had during milking. Aside from dairy farming, she enjoys reading and country swing dancing. Her favorite way to advocate for the dairy industry is through community events like Breakfast on the Farm. Because of the support from her Grandpa Alan, family, and friends, she decided to run for Princess Kay and is excited to have her head carved in butter. The daughter of Carl Hills and Nicole Hills, please welcome Catherine Hills. Welcome, Catherine. Hey, you mentioned that your Grandpa Alan is one of the reasons that you decided to become involved in Princess Kay. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So my Grandpa Alan has been there for me my entire life. He even once told me that I could do anything the boys could do, if not better. So I took that as my inspiration, and I'm glad that he's my grandpa. I'm very thankful for that.
That sounds good. Now, I see one of your favorite ways to promote dairy is through Breakfast on the Farm. For those that aren't familiar with that, tell us what that all entails.
So Breakfast on the Farm in Wright County, we pair up with Carver County, and it's hosted on a local dairy farm. And we have a great pancake breakfast. We have farm tours, various activities for all ages, and just a really, really great time and getting to talk to consumers and farmers alike.
Now, you are going to have your head carved in butter, and I have to ask, what will you do with the butter head after the fair?
So Jalissa and I are actually planning on having a potato feed together with both of our butter heads sometime, we don't know when, but we'll send out the details on that.
You'll let us know.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Catherine Hills. Well, from Arlington and representing Sibley County, our next finalist spends her time as a full-time dairy farmer on her family's farm. During the pandemic, she realized that dairy farming is a passion that she did want to pursue full-time. Aside from milking cows and caring for calves, she has her own herd of llamas and meat goats. Milking alongside her father is her favorite task on the farm, as he is her biggest role model, whether it's about the farm or it's about life. One of her favorite hobbies is inviting youth to her farm, where she provides them with hands-on experiences with the animals. And her favorite way to advocate for the dairy industry is through school visits with elementary students. The daughter of Scott and Stephanie, here is Montana Krieger. Good evening, Montana. How would you describe the past few days spending time with the other finalists?
It wasn't good. It was great. Just spending the whole week with them. It's been so fun to get to know everybody and something I'm going to cherish forever.
I did notice they seemed to all get along very, very well. You were having fun. Now, you mentioned that your biggest role model is your father. Why is that?
My dad's just been there for me every time I've ever needed him to be, and I really look up to him, and I enjoy working with him every day.
That's great. Now, when youth visit your farm, what type of hands-on experience can they expect?
So I invite them all out in the springtime when I have all my baby goats, so they get to play with some adorable baby goats and walk my llamas around the farm and see the cows.
I bet they enjoy that. Sounds good. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Montana Krieger. Well, representing Rice County, our next finalist attends a University of Wisconsin River Falls, where she is studying agriculture education. She grew up on her family's dairy farm in rural Waterville and represents the 6th generation on her family's farm. She loves to help with calf chores and to learn new skills on the dairy farm. Growing up, she was involved in 4-H, where she participated in showing Holsteins, her favorite dairy breed. And aside from farm life, she enjoys reading, journaling, and baking. Being a Princess Kay finalist was a dream of hers since she was a little girl, and she is excited for the opportunity to continue advocating for the industry through this program. Now, her sister was also a finalist back in 2021, which really makes this a special moment for her to share with her sister. The daughter of Nate and Shannon, here is Emma Kubal. Well, hi, Emma. Now, I understand that your farm is actually on a lakefront. That sounds pretty cool. Tell us about that.
So my farm is situated on the top of a hill, and in the valley on one side is a sea of corn, and in the valley on the other is 2 lakes, Horseshoe Lake and Silver Lake, which some may consider a pond, but here in Minnesota, it is a lake.
All right. Sounds great. You know, just a couple of years ago, you watched your sister as she was a finalist for Princess Kay. Did you think at the time that this was definitely something you wanted to pursue?
Well, it was a dream that I'd had since I was younger, and I'd always looked up to the girls who were Princess Kay and Princess Kay finalists, but I never really had the courage to believe that I could be a finalist too, so seeing my sister go through this process really helped me, and she's been such a great help throughout this process for me.
All right. Now, what are your thoughts about sitting in a cooler having your likeness carved out of butter?
Well, it sounds like with the weather this week, it is going to be paradise. I am so excited to finally get to experience this moment, and it's such an honor to be able to join such an amazing group of women.
All right. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, how about it for Emma Kubal? Well, our next finalist hails from Cold Spring, represents Stearns County. She attends the University of Minnesota Twin Cities, studies animal science with an emphasis in dairy production. Her passion for the dairy industry began by leasing cattle from family friends. Our favorite dairy memory includes sharing an unforgettable experience with her best friends as they left the Minnesota State Fair Coliseum for the last time after succeeding in showmanship. Aside from showing dairy, she enjoys reading and watching Gopher sports. Her favorite way to advocate for the dairy industry is through one-on-one conversations with consumers. Being a Princess Kay finalist is special for her, as her mother was also a finalist in 1993. The daughter of Kevin and Kathy, here is Megan Retke. Well, hi, Megan. So your mother was a finalist back in 1993, and now here you are. So, did Mom give you any advice?
Yes, she did give me some great advice, which was to just be myself and take in every moment. This summer has been so special to serve as a Stearns County Dairy Princess and do it with the support of my mom. Just having her there at events has been so special.
I bet. Now, tell us more about that favorite memory, leaving the Coliseum for the last time.
Yes, my favorite memory is leaving the State Fair Coliseum alongside my best friend Gracie to conclude our 4-H showing career. We both had the goal of making showmanship finals and leaving the Coliseum together, and I'm proud to say that we did that and got to leave with ribbons, but even more importantly, memories together.
Boy, that's for sure. Now, I don't know if everybody knows this, but you've attended the State Fair every year since you were 6 months old. Wow. Hey, do you still enjoy the fair?
Oh yeah, there's so much to do and see. Honestly, I probably haven't even seen everything, but I love the State Fair. It's my favorite place in the entire world. Just seeing all the pride of Minnesota and Minnesota's agriculture come together to celebrate the end of the summer is my favorite way to end summer.
You got that right. All right, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Megan Retke. Well, from Pine Island, our next finalist represents Olmsted County. She's currently attending Iowa State University and studies animal science. Her love for the industry started by helping her grandparents raise heifers and showing them through the lease program. Now, her favorite memory was receiving grand champion honors at the Olmsted County Fair. Aside from the dairy industry, she enjoys listening to music, showing meat goats, and going for drives with her dog. Her favorite way to advocate for the dairy community is connecting with attendees at breakfast on the farm. Her inspiration to run for Princess Kay was her mother, as she was also a Princess Kay finalist during her time, and hearing about her experiences left a special impression. The daughter of Jeff and Cheryl, here is Ann Simpson. Wow. I mean, your mother was also a Princess Kay finalist, and sharing, her experience with you, you think this was something she really enjoyed?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think it was fun for her to see me grow in my dairy story, and she actually still has her butterhead from 25 years ago in our freezer. So we're super excited to take pictures together with our butterheads.
Really? Hopefully they got room for another one. So you're currently attending Iowa State University. I'm just kind of curious, how informed are the students there, on the dairy industry?
Well, I do love my Iowa State University Dairy Science Club members, but personally, I think nothing compares to the Minnesota dairy and dairy farmers, and they'll always have a special place in my heart.
All right. You received, you said, grand champion honors, a good memory you had at the Olmsted County Fair. Tell us about that memorable day.
Gosh, that was so memorable because the calf that I actually showed, or the cow, was a red and white that came from the first red and white that I showed as a novice showman. So being able to share that memory and share that line of cattle was really fun that day.
I bet it was. Well, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, Ann Simpson. Representing Pipestone County, our next finalist attends South Dakota State University, where she studies dairy production with a minor in agricultural business marketing. Her career goal is to work in the animal nutrition field by helping farmers balance their cows' rations. She grew her passion for the dairy industry by leasing dairy cattle through 4-H. She showed Holsteins and red and whites and was involved in dairy judging as well. Aside from the dairy industry, she loves staying active and watching sunsets. Her dream of becoming a butterhead is coming true, and many more opportunities for her to spark conversations with consumers will be possible for her. From Flandreau, the daughter of David and Dawn, here is Josie Sutherland. Josie, now you mentioned too that your passion for the dairy industry came from the leasing cattle program through 4-H. I just wanted to ask, how important do you think 4-H was for you growing up?
4-H gave me the confidence to be the person I am today. Believe it or not, I was a really shy person growing up, and I wouldn't have been able to do this today.
All right. Now, what's your favorite way to promote the dairy industry?
We do a lot of stuff in our county with handing out free ice cream at different places in the town, and it's just really fun to spark up conversations with different people in the community.
Now, for those of you that don't know, we had a banquet earlier this evening, and we learned at the banquet that you have a nickname of Wreck-It Ralph. You got to explain that one to us.
If you'd ask my dad or my boss this summer, I have a really good niche at breaking things that shouldn't be broken in weird ways.
All right, that explains it. Sounds good. Thank you so much. Let's hear it again for Josie Sutherland. And our next finalist comes from St. Charles, represents Winona County. And this fall, she'll be attending the University of Minnesota Duluth, where she will be studying economics. She grew up on her family's custom heifer raising facility, where they raise day-old calves until they are 5 months old. Their farm is constantly evolving and improving animal care, going from automatic feeders to a milk taxi, and then building a new barn that best support new automatic feeding systems. Aside from farming, she enjoys reading, sewing, and hiking. Her favorite way to advocate for the dairy industry is interacting with consumers. For example, she loves educating about the connection between athletes and chocolate milk, youth and ice cream, and adults with the benefits of consuming dairy products. The daughter of Randy and Minnie, here is Riley Ward. Hi, Riley. So, what do you think the best part about growing up on a dairy farm is?
I think the best part about growing up on a dairy farm is all the connections that I've made, whether it be with the farmers or my animals at home, especially as I go off to college. I know I'm going to miss it all.
You mentioned that there's a connection between athletes and chocolate milk. Tell us about that.
Yes, so milk is amazing, not only because of its 13 essential nutrients, but as I was a runner, I noticed that it helped improve our muscle growth extremely. So my runners love me back at home because I always had them drinking chocolate milk.
I bet they do. Now, we learned at the banquet tonight, too, that you love ice cream so much that when you were growing up, you would eat it for breakfast, and you'd eat it for lunch, and you'd eat it for dinner. Is that true?
That is extremely true. In fact, if you go to my house now, I can almost guarantee that there's ice cream in the freezer.
All right. How about it? Let's hear it for Riley Ward.
Well, there you have it.
Let's hear it again for all of our Princess Kay finalists tonight. What a great group of finalists. In fact, I think we just get them all back on stage. So let's do that. Once again, here they are, the finalists for your 70th Princess Kay of the Milky Way. Come on back out. Outstanding group of candidates. At this time, I'd like to introduce the chairperson of Midwest Dairy Minnesota Division Board. Would you please welcome from Monaga dairy producer Christine Spadensky.
Thank you so much, Rod, and good evening, everyone. On behalf of Minnesota's dairy farmers, I want to thank you and welcome you to the 70th Princess Kay Coronation. It's an exciting evening, and we are very delighted to have all of you here and to share the time with us. Oh, thank you. Always helps to have the right speech. So as I said, I'm Christine. And my husband, Mark, and I dairy farm about 3.5 hours northwest of here, where we milk 350 cows. We farm about 1,000 acres, and it is on that farm that we have raised our 4 children. Minnesota dairy farmers invest their own money into the Dairy Research and Promotion Program. These dollars work to increase sales and demand for dairy through research, education, and innovation. This investment has allowed us to have a presence in schools where we can promote dairy as a part of the health and wellness of our children. We support programs that help fuel students throughout their school day, both physically and mentally. Our investment also provides the research that proves the many health benefits of dairy. We've also built strong partnerships with Freddy's, Pizza Ranch, Coborn's, and Casey's General Store, just to name a few. These partnerships are very critical in ensuring that dairy is available and accessible throughout our communities. We're very excited about a new collaboration with Mayo Clinic, where we'll be able to explore consumer outreach efforts that improve public health and advance the benefits of dairy in our diet. Behind each glass of milk is a dairy farm family dedicated to providing the world with dairy foods that nourish people, strengthen communities, and foster a sustainable future. As a dairy farmer, I can assure you that taking care of the cows and the land while producing a wholesome, nutritious product has always been at the forefront of daily life on the farm. Your families, just like ours, are very important to us. We also provide educational and leadership training while allowing networking with peers and industry professionals through our internships, the Dairy Experience and Agricultural Leadership Program, our Ambassador Program, scholarships, and the Dairy Princess Program. Dairy farmers support the next generation of leaders. Princess Kay, along with many dairy princesses across the state, serve as goodwill ambassadors for our Minnesota farm families. They bring dairy to life by visiting classrooms, attending community events, and reaching a wide audience on social media. The future of dairy relies on confident, successful leaders who can support and advocate for our industry as well as all aspects of agriculture. In closing, I would like to say congratulations to each of our finalists, and thank you for being our voice and telling our story. Each one of you is a vibrant, confident young lady with a genuine passion for the dairy industry. Because of this passion, I know you will always be advocates for dairy. And finally, to Princess Kay Rachel, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for the numerous appearances made, the many miles traveled, and the impact that you have made with thousands of consumers. You have left a legacy all your own, and we could not be more proud. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Christine. And now, returning to the microphone to give her final remarks as the reigning Princess Kay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Rachel Rinda, your 69th Princess Kay of the Milky Way.
Every little girl dreams of being a princess, living in a fairy tale and experiencing magic. When I was young, my imagination ran deep as I made my own fairy tale stories growing up on my family's dairy farm. I remember waking up every morning to the birds chirping outside my window. I would rush downstairs and jump into my barn clothes for another full day on the farm. I felt as though I was Cinderella getting ready for her ball. But instead of glass slippers, my rubber farm boots were my perfect fit. As I slipped my rubber boots on each day, the magic of curiosity and adventure began. It is hard to believe that a year ago, I began this journey as the 69th Princess Kay of the Milky Way. As I reflect upon the last year, my childhood dreams have come true. I can still remember the little girl on top of the hay rack, stacked with small square bales, waving as the tractor moved down the windrows, waving like Princess Kay. The same childhood magic overflows within me at every appearance I have attended. Whether it was sharing about dairy farming in classrooms, attending breakfast on the farms, dairy days, county fairs, nursing homes, and everything in between, these moments truly brought joy and magic to my life. As a little girl, I would write stories upon stories, especially about princesses. I would fill the pages of printer paper with beautiful pictures of the story that I was writing. If I would write a book about my adventures as Princess Kay of the Milky Way, it would include all of the stories within my 90 appearances and 8,900 miles traveled around the state of Minnesota. It would include all my visits sharing about dairy farming, cows, and the willingness of our dairy farmers who work hard every day to care for their cows and their families. Chapter 1 would begin with the state fair. It would start with the excitement of coronation and jumping into the butter booth with the talented Jerry Kulzer. It would extend to the great conversations I had with fairgoers in front of the butter cooler, which was one of my favorite things of the fair. I loved when people would look at me, then at my butter sculpture, and ask if that was really me in butter. I wouldn't forget about the daily parades, media interviews, the butter carving contest, and taking first place in Agri-Olympics thanks to my fellow Princess Kay finalists. As I flip through the pages of my book, you will find accounts of classroom visits. When I entered a classroom, the students lit up as we talked about a day in the life of a dairy farmer and how important dairy foods are for them and their families. We tested our skills by shaking up butter or making ice cream. Their curiosity drew questions like, are you a real princess? Of course I am. And do you live in a castle? I don't, but I like to say that my cows do. I would be flooded with hugs and compliments from the shyest little boys about how beautiful of a princess I was. From cover to cover, you will find tales of new friends, connections established, and lifelong memories made. It will include visits with elderly couples as they share their heartwarming adventures in dairy farming. It will extend to parades, Viking Fuel Up to Play 60 events, dairy socials, being the only Princess Kay to have 2 state fair milk runs under her belt, farm tours, and so much more. There will be moments of gratitude for taking the time to have a conversation with someone, and for bringing to life the whys of dairy farming. I've met incredible people along this journey who have unbelievable passion and love for the dairy community. People who have been curious and willing to ask questions, and people who have followed along at every step of my journey as Princess Kay. I've always known my Grandpa Martin to be a great storyteller. At 91 years old, the stories he tells consist of his childhood, his dairy farming days, and the history of the people in the area he has lived all his life. As each story begins, Grandpa Martin folds his soft and wrinkled hands, transformed after decades of being calloused and rough. He begins to slowly twiddle his thumbs and rest his back into the reclining chair he sits in. He closes his poor seeing eyes that hide behind the wire-framed glasses, and there he sits, only unfolding his hands, opening his eyes, and propping himself up to gesture a very important point. Recently, these stories have made me think of the ones that I will one day tell. Memories on the farm and adventures throughout my life, especially those of Princess Kay. Tales of true magic are written in the eyes of the 10 young ladies here on stage. They all have the sparkle and shine to advocate for the dairy community and to share their personal stories. For these ladies, being on the stage is a dream come true. As we approach the moment to place the crown on the 70th Princess Kay of the Milky Way, take in every moment. Soak in this feeling and this experience. You have all had unique journeys to your dreams of sitting on this stage. Maybe these dreams stem from growing up on your family's dairy farm, showing dairy cattle, sitting in the benches that you gaze out for this very coronation, or visiting the butter booth each year. How exciting is it to be living this dream? It has been my pleasure to get to know how incredible you are, and I will always be your biggest cheerleader. To the lady crowned tonight, opportunities you never thought possible will come your way. Always live in the moment. The year will go by in a blink of an eye. Be willing to say yes to events, willing to have intentional conversations, and willing to put your heart into sharing your dairy story. Live out this dream. Make it magical and stay true to yourself. It will be an unforgettable experience. To the young girls sitting in the audience, keep dreaming. I never thought it would be me standing here tonight, finishing up the most amazing year as Princess Kay of the Milky Way. Always be eager to learn and stay active throughout the dairy community. Push yourself out of your comfort zone and keep sharing your dairy story. I could not be on this stage tonight without the support of the people that have guided me throughout my life. I want to thank each and everyone who has made this year so special. For those who follow along on social media and who have greeted me at events, thank you for supporting the Princess Kay program. Thank you to my friends and family who have always been my biggest cheerleaders and for listening to my recaps after events. Thank you to my family for always stepping up for chores while I've been gone for Princess Kay appearances. It's not always been easy with my busy schedule, but you've helped to make it all work. Mom and Dad, thank you for giving me the chance to grow up on a dairy farm and to learn alongside you. Thank you for coming with me to many of my events and for encouraging me to take every opportunity Princess Kay has brought me. Thank you to the dairy farmers of Minnesota for everything you do. It has been such an honor to represent the best group of kind, caring, and hardworking people over this year. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share the story of dairy farming. I would not change it for anything. The dairy community has made me who I am, all the way from a farm girl to Princess Kay of the Milky Way. Similar to all fairy tales, as my reign as the 69th Princess Kay of the Milky Way is coming to its end, the clock will strike, and my crown and glass slippers will turn back into my chore boots. I will forever be thankful for this opportunity to represent the dedicated dairy farmers of Minnesota. My year as Princess Kay was better than any fairy tale story, and it has taught me that dreams are worth chasing and stories are worth writing. Thank you.
Wow, how about it? Thank you, Rachel Rinda. Well, we're getting closer and closer to that time. Well, you know, all of the candidates were eligible to apply for one of three $1,000 scholarships from Midwest Dairy. And we had a panel of judges kind of review the applications earlier this month. So they based their decision on the following criteria: academic excellence, leadership qualities, participation in dairy activities, and future goals. So I have the scholarship winners in this envelope. And as I announce this year's scholarship winners, would you please step forward? All right, this year's scholarship winners are Megan Ratke, Emma Kubal, and Mackenzie Alberts. So those are our scholarship winners. All right, Miss Congeniality is a special award that is voted on by the 10 finalists. And Rachel, I'm going to give you this envelope. I'm going to have you open that envelope, and I'm going to have you do the honor of announcing the winner of this year's Miss Congeniality.
This year's Miss Congeniality is Miss Gracie Ash.
Well, congratulations, Miss Congeniality, Gracie Ash. All right, here we go. In this envelope are the names of our three finalists. Now remember, when I read the names, they are in no particular order. And as I read the names of the three finalists, I just ask that you would please proceed to center stage. Our three finalists, again in no particular order, for the 70th Princess Kay of the Milky Way are Mackenzie Alberts, Megan Ratke, and our third finalist, Emma Kubal. Ladies and gentlemen, your three finalists. And now it is time to find out who the 70th Princess Kay of the Milky Way is. Let's open this envelope. And then I'm going to show the name to Rachel. And Rachel's going to place the crown on the new Princess Kay. All right, Rachel, here we go. All right. Who's it going to be? Congratulations, Emma Kubal, your new Princess Kay of the Milky Way. This year's Princess Kay of the Milky Way, Emma Kubal. Representing Rice County, Emma's parents, Nate and Shannon of Waterville. How about it for Emma Kubal, 70th Princess Kay of the Milky Way. Wow. We're going to get her presented with flowers at the crowd. Emma, you are the 70th Princess Kay of the Milky Way. How does that feel?
I can't even describe it. It's just, it's so amazing. It's been such a dream my entire life, and it's finally come true. And I'm so, so grateful to be standing beside these 9 amazing young women who I couldn't have done this without them.
Well, congratulations. Anything you want to say to all the folks here and the dairy industry of Minnesota?
Thank you. You have all made me who I am today, and you're the reason that I'm up on this stage. So thank you so much.
You're going to be up bright and early tomorrow morning. They're going to put you right to work. Are you ready?
I am so ready.
She is ready. Ladies and gentlemen, Emma Kubal, your 70th Princess Kay of the Milky Way.
Kay of the Milky Way. You smile at me and I stumble and I stutter when you speak about your milk and cheese.
truly a night to remember. Congratulations to all our candidates. You did a fantastic job. Now, a reminder, candidates, please stay on stage for group photos. Also, I want the parents of our new Princess Kay. Come on up on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, it has again been my pleasure to serve as your MC tonight. Thank you so much for coming. Have a safe trip home. And we'll see you all at this year's Minnesota State Fair. Good night, everyone.